wanna route me, catch about me, go get out me, yeah. Shawty up.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share because that actually really helps out my channel. Check me out on Instagram. You don't have to, but it's literally I notify you when I post. Now, last we left, I put keep looking for the cat or open the door to listen. I'm gonna keep looking. I'm gonna actually open the door because we'll probably find the cat maybe in that door, and you know, why not? That is not what I meant to do. Since when did curiosity kill the cat? You open the door carefully and the music swallows you whole. You find yourself moving forward involuntarily. The sing ends and you can vaguely hear someone yelling for you to stop walking, but soon all you can feel is the cold water as it fills your lungs. Well, it's a good thing we saved, I guess. Seems every time I make a decision, I choose the wrong one and end up dying for it. You shrug and pull out the earbuds that Joanne packed for you, opting in for some of your own music while you look for the cat instead. You barely start to walk away when someone calls out for you. Hold on! You pause and glance behind you to let them catch up. Thanks for waiting for me. You're the paranormal investigator, right? That's actually the first time someone's guessed that right. Yes, I am. Well, it's nice to finally meet you. I'm sure that you're probably tired about wandering around the mansion for so long. So, why don't I try and answer your questions before you ask? I see no reason why not. Okay. Well, to start off, my name is Myrrh, and I am a resident siren. And I'm going to ignore what that just was. As for Hans, I heard some movement in the library earlier. Went inside to see if he was rolling around, but there wasn't anyone there. That's pretty weird. I went there earlier as well, but all I found was your stomach grumbles loudly and Myrrh laughs softly. Maybe we should take a break from finding Hans and find you some food instead. You give an embarrassed nod. Maybe it's just because he's a siren, but you feel so relaxed while walking with Myrrh. Instead of focusing on direction, you follow his lead and just keep up with the conversation. Before you know it, you reach your destination and he waves goodbye, saying he'll catch up later after his workout. You reluctantly say farewell before entering the kitchen. You walk in on Joanne eating some cookies. She quickly hides them behind her back. Long time no see. I was just looking for you. It's a very urgent matter. That's great. That's great and all, but just curious, why is he holding a balloon? Who? You're kidding, right? There is literally no one else in this room with a balloon. Joanne claps her hands together in realization. Oh, you mean Hans? Wow. Hans' headless body strangles over awkwardly, hitting several chairs by accident along the way. Just curious, whose idea was it to draw a face on Hans' body's balloon? Mine, of course. She seems strangely proud about this. Also, it's rude to call him Han's body. While Hans controls his body, it's also is sentient and kind of has a personality of its own. So to keep track, we call his body Buddy and the head Hans. Ah, Buddy? Because Buddy sounds like body. It was Iris's idea. Good, right? You get the feeling that Joanne and Iris collaborate on these sorts of things often. Okay, but back to my initial question. Why does Buddy have a balloon to begin with? Oh well, Buddy kind of gets anxious when Hans isn't around, so the balloon is meant to as a placeover so he can feel like he's holding up a head. But he attempts to nod in agreement by waving the balloon head up and down. You nod back in support and your stomach growls loudly. Maybe we should continue this discussion over food. You nod with more enthusiasm and Buddy takes the opportunity to go back to doodling. She brings the plate of cookies out once more and puts it on the counter. Joanne continues to eat the cookies, but from before as you grab one yourself. You bite and the chocolate melts in your mouth. You feel the tension leave your body with every piece you eat. Joanne remembers something and finishes her last bite before dusting off her hands. I almost forgot what I initially meant to talk about. You gave her a questioning look. The mansion is fairly large and, well, dangerous at some times, so I was thinking. You swallow before responding. Yes. Well, it would be a good idea to get somebody to help you with the investigation. Keep in mind that everyone is equally capable, so base your choice on how you like or can handle spending time with, okay? Also, no one really does anything important around here, so you can pick whoever. Okay. In that case, I'd like to hang out with Doctor's Note. Seba and Marrow are a joint route, so if you click either, you get both, lol. So we have Buddy, Iris, Joanne, Mer, and Seba and Marrow. I'm gonna go with Mer. Mer, huh? This should be interesting. I'll text him to come. Wait. Yeah. Crap, I should have saved beforehand. This should be interesting. I'll text him to come over right now. You're texting him. I hate to sound stereotypical here, but I kind of thought you were going to summon him with a spell. Realistically, everyone is pretty much always on their phones. Texting is way easier for me than setting up a spell anyway. As if right on cue, the kitchen door swings open. I was surprised when I got Joanne's text. I can't wait to spend time with you. Okay, that's just weird. Same here. Joanne coughs awkwardly. Do you want to read over Buddy's message really quick? Good idea. My bad. Buddy points out a piece of paper on the table excitedly. Someone passing by found my head. They should be heading over soon. Dark Lord. You read the message fairly quickly, only to pause at the last line. I thought we were looking for Hans. Who's the Dark Lord? You hear Joanne heave a sigh behind you. She rubs her temples. You can just, go ahead and ignore that. Hans changes his alter ego name every week or so. Eventually, you get used to it. Right. Wait a second. The witch snapped her fingers in realization, and a nearby bottle explodes. You immediately duck down. Whoa! Oh my gosh, my bad. Buddy dusts off a couple of glass shards and you stagger back up. Joan clears her throat. Anyways, what I was going to say was... Okay, I didn't get to read that. Why don't you take the time to hang out with your investigation partner? Initially, the two of you weren't sure where to start. Mur asked if you wanted to go to the ocean, but you sheepishly confessed that you never learned how to swim. You honestly expected him to be being a siren and all, after all, to make fun of you, but instead, you had always been scared of getting in the water, and why is there a duck on your head? But with Mur, it was different. You legitimately aren't sure if it's just because he's his siren nature, or if it's because he's just because he. Oh my god, I can't speak. Or if it's just because he, as a person, is that calming by swimming lessons aside. But swimming lessons aside, you were actually having fun in the water. He even had this cute, little rubber duck in the pool with different hats. This you feel refreshed and accomplished after taking a nice swim. You can feel your bond strengthen, though the power of the investigation, or what you previously thought was water. You both receive a text from Joanne saying that Buddy conveyed another one of Hans' messages. You wonder what it's about. Turns out stranger who found me in V beautiful plus way out of my league. Please carry my head faster. I look lame with them carrying me. Dark Lord with a date. Buddy's waiting at a dinner table once more, and you take a seat from it. Really. You look down to read Hans' new message, and Hans bragging about his date is somehow extremely irritating. Joanne apparently shares the same sentiment, since she has a pained expression on her face. Must be nice. Good for him. Her voice is extremely monotone. Somehow, the idea that Hans, of all people, managed to land a date. Good for him. Joanne tucks a strand of hair behind her ear. Well, I'm incredibly sorry to say that you'll have to actually investigate now that Hans is, no, that's completely fine. It is what I'm here to do, after all. Although, just curious, when you think of a possible date location in the mansion, dating, huh? Maybe try the patio? It seems like a kind of romantic spot. You hear a kitchen door softly creak open. Sorry for eavesdropping, but were you just two discussing visiting the patio? Yes. It appears that, against all our odds, Hans landed a date and wants us to find him. Again. Hans? On a date? Mara's arms fall off. purely out of shock, and the skeleton awkwardly crouches down to reattach. Sorry for that, a reaction. But what I initially meant to say was that I was heading to the patio myself for some reading. Basically, I wouldn't mind walking you over there and helping out with... Maru, I caught you! Aha! Yes, you did. Good job, Seba. I was just talking to Luna here. Do you mind if we play some other time? Oh. What are you guys planning? Seba's sharp eyes flick down towards the books Mara was carrying and then back. Seba whines softly as his ears droop down. Yeah, you guys were planning on going to the patio without me? What? Of course not. It was a surprise. This explanation seems to satisfy Seba, and Mara discreetly lets out a sigh of relief. You were going to check with Joanne if you should stick to your investigation partner when searching around the mansion, but she seems to have lost interest and is quietly sleeping in the corner. Even though you already know that Joanne's magic simulates daytime, it's still bizarre seeing such a quaint patio in what seems like the afternoon at 9 at night. Oh my god, I cannot speak. Okay, I'm gonna just save it here. I will be making another video very soon of this, like right after I'm done recording, so stay tuned.
I want the best.